If you think rest requires a vacation, you're missing the most powerful kind. Welcome back to day 59, everybody. I'm Dr. Nicole, and today we're talking about micro rest, the small moments of restoration that can transform your well being without requiring major schedule changes. This is vital if you're a woman who's busy or has a lot on your plate. If you're someone who feels like you don't have time to rest, who thinks recovery requires hours or days, or who's waiting for the perfect time to prioritize your well being, this video is going to change everything because the most healing kind of rest happens in moments, not just in vacations. Let's start by defining what micro rest really is. Micro rest is intentional restoration that happens in small increments, anywhere from 30 seconds to 5 minutes, and it's throughout your day. It's not taking a nap, although naps are wonderful, I love them, or going on vacation, although vacations are important, I recommend them, or spending hours in relaxation, though that has its place and I love it as well. It's not completely stopping all activities because most of us can't do that. It is, however, brief moments of nervous system regulation, small pauses that reset your energy, intentional breaks in mental or emotional intensity, or quick practices that restore your baseline calm. The key is your nervous system doesn't need hours to reset, it needs moments of intentional calm. Think of it like this. If your nervous system is like a computer, micro rest is like clearing the cache. You know, we always have to do that, right? You don't need to shut down the whole system. You just need to clear the temporary files that are slowing everything down. Micro rest works because it prevents stress from accumulating throughout the day. It keeps your baseline nervous system state more regulated. It's accessible even in the busiest schedule, and it creates sustainable patterns of self care. Now, let's talk about the science behind why micro rest is so effective. Your nervous system has two main modes: the sympathetic, which is fight or flight. I know you've heard a lot about that. It's activated, alert, ready for action. And the parasympathetic, rest and digest. It's calm, restorative, and healing. Most people spend too much time in sympathetic mode because of constant stimulation from phones and screens, back to back schedules without transition time, chronic stress from work, relationships, or life circumstances, and cultural pressure to always be productive. The problem is your body can't heal, restore, or function optimally when it's constantly in activation mode. Micro rest works by activating your parasympathetic nervous system. That's the one that's rest and digest through specific techniques like deep breathing or gentle movement. It helps to interrupt stress cycles before they build up to overwhelming levels. It helps to create neuroplasticity, that is, training your brain to return to calm more quickly each time. It's resetting your baseline so you're not constantly operating from a stressed state. Your baseline will be closer to the calm state. The neurological truth is that it only takes 60 seconds of intentional calm to begin shifting your nervous system state. This means you don't need hours of meditation or days off from work to experience real restoration. You just need consistent moments of intentional rest. Women are particularly prone to ignoring their body's signals for rest and recovery. Common recovery signals that we ignore include feeling tired or mentally foggy, increased irritability or emotional reactivity, meaning we get mad or irritated and react really quickly, physical tension in our shoulders, our jaw, or our neck, difficulty concentrating or making decisions, feeling overwhelmed by normal tasks that didn't used to overwhelm us, craving sugar, caffeine, or other stimulants to bring us up. Women ignore these signals to their detriment, but the reasons are deep. It's cultural conditioning. We're taught that rest must be earned through exhaustion. I can't tell you the number of debates I'm seeing currently about resting, being in your soft mode, actually, how rest is resistance and even revolutionary. People have a hard time grasping the fact that the cultural conditioning makes us resist rest. Then there's guilt. We feel selfish for taking breaks when others need us. Perfectionism makes us think we should be able to handle everything without needing stress, the typical superwoman. We also have productivity addiction. We equate our worth with our output. Caretaking patterns can really contribute to this. We prioritize everyone else's needs over our own. The cost of ignoring recovery signals include burnout and chronic exhaustion. We decrease our immune function and increase our susceptibility to illness. We experience emotional dysregulation, and it even seeps into our relationships. We also experience reduced creativity and problem solving ability. We feel stuck and mentally clogged up. Physical symptoms like headaches, digestive issues, or sleep problems also pop up. The solution is learning to recognize and respond to recovery signals with micro rests before they become overwhelming. Here's the beautiful truth about micro rest. Small pauses create big regulation. A 60-second breathing exercise can shift your nervous system from activated to calm. A 2-minute walk can reset your mental clarity and emotional state. A 30-second pause between tasks can prevent stress from accumulating before you know it. Small pauses are so important because they're accessible. You can actually do them anywhere, anytime. They're sustainable. You're more likely to maintain small practices than these large performative activities. They're cumulative. Multiple small pauses throughout the day add up to a significant level of restoration. They are preventative. They stop stress before it becomes overwhelming. And then there's the compound effect. Just like compound interest in finance, micro rest compounds throughout the day. Each small pause makes the next one more effective and makes your overall state more regulated. When it comes to rest and restoration, consistency beats intensity every time. Intensity approach says, I'll rest when I go on vacation next month. The consistency approach says, I'll take 2 minutes to breathe deeply every few hours. I can't tell you how much I have breathed. I can't tell you how much stress I have breathed through over the past few years and the difference that it has made in my health. The intensity approach says, I'll sleep in this weekend to catch up. The consistency approach says, I'll go to bed 15 minutes earlier every night. Consistency wins every time because it prevents stress accumulation. Instead of trying to recover from it, it trains your nervous system to return to calm more quickly. It's sustainable. It's long-term without requiring major life changes, which may not always be available to you. It creates lasting patterns that support your well-being. The goal isn't perfect rest, it's consistent micro moments of restoration that keep you regulated and resilient. So let me give you some examples of micro rest. There's 60-second breathing. This technique is where you inhale for 4 counts, hold for 4, exhale for 6, and you repeat this for 60 seconds. You can use this between meetings, before difficult conversations, and when you feel stress rising. It works because the longer exhale activates that parasympathetic nervous system. Eye rest is another technique. This is where you close your eyes for 30 seconds or look at something 20 feet away for 20 seconds. You can use this after screen time, when you feel mentally fatigued, and during long work sessions. It works because it gives your visual system a break and reduces mental stimulation. I love emotional pauses. This is when you feel triggered or reactive, you can pause and ask, what do I need right now? You can use this during conflicts, when you feel overwhelmed, before making decisions, and before you end up making decisions from an emotional place. It works because it creates space between stimulus and response, and this allows you to make wiser choices. The sensory reset technique is also powerful. You notice 5 things you can see, 4 you can hear, 3 you can touch, 2 you can smell, 1 you can taste. Many of you have heard of this and even tried this grounding technique. You can use this when you feel anxious, disconnected, or overwhelmed. It works because it grounds you in the present moment, and that helps to calm your nervous system. I love body scans. This is where you quickly scan from head to toe, noticing and releasing any tension. You can use this throughout the day, especially when you're sitting for long periods. And it works because it helps to release physical tension and increase your body awareness so you can tune into those cues that you're getting stressed and overwhelmed. The transition breathing technique is where you take 3 deep breaths before moving from one activity to another. I have to tell you, sometimes I sit in my car and do this before I get out and go into the house. You can use this between breaks. You can use this between work and home, before meals, and when switching any tasks. It works because it helps you to transition mindfully instead of carrying stress from one activity to the next. Here's how you can start incorporating micro rest into your day. Start with one technique that feels most accessible and doable to you. Don't try to do everything at once. Set gentle reminders on your phone or your computer to prompt those micro rest breaks. You can also link micro rest to existing habits that you have. You can breathe deeply before you check your email, pause before getting out of your car, and notice your recovery signals. It's also important to notice your recovery signals and respond with micro rest instead of trying to push through. Be consistent rather than perfect. Even 30 seconds of intentional rest is better than none at all. Track how you feel. Then you can start to track how you feel before and after micro rest to help reinforce the positive effects that it has on you. When you consistently practice micro rest, your baseline stress levels decrease because you're not allowing stress to accumulate. Your emotional regulation improves because you're giving your nervous system regular resets. Your energy becomes more sustainable because you're restoring throughout the day instead of depleting through to the end of the day. Your decision making improves because you're thinking from clarity rather than overwhelm. Your relationships improve because you're more present and less reactive. And your overall well being increases because you're honoring your body's need for restoration. Your body heals in moments, not just days. You don't need permission to take 60 seconds to breathe. You don't need a vacation to experience restoration. You don't need hours of free time to care for your nervous system. You just need the wisdom to recognize that small moments of rest create big changes in how you feel and function. Make sure you hit subscribe for day 60, where we're talking about high value masculinity traits, understanding what healthy masculine energy looks like in relationships. Tell me in the comments, which micro rest technique are you going to try first? I'll see you tomorrow. I'm Dr. Nicole.